Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on Cobbler's Vlogs, where today the announcement has just been made by the EFL. They've sent a letter to clubs that they have plans to finish the season, including the playoffs, in just 56 days, and players cannot return to training until at least May the 16th at the very earliest. So that's come out from the EFL today. Let's take a look at what the statement says and how we're going to react. What we know is that a letter has been sent out to all EFL clubs, League 2 in particular is obviously what we're talking about with Northampton Town, sent by EFL Chairman Rick Parry, which says, "We currently estimate that the league will require approximately 56 days to complete the outstanding matches of the season, including the playoffs, and we are committed to ensuring that clubs are provided an appropriate notice period to ensure you are able to prepare operationally and give the scale and impact of the postponement in place." He goes on to say, "The EFL board is currently working on the basis that the end of season playoffs will take place across all three divisions as normal, with two-legged semi-finals and a final, although no decision has been taken on the likely venue, as it will depend on the circumstances at the time. It is our working assumption that at this stage, matches will be placed behind closed doors when we eventually return as part of our contingency planning, and we are absolutely mindful of the need to try and mitigate the cost to the clubs as best we can. Clubs should be advised not to recommence any training activity with players until at least May 16th at the earliest. How and when we return, including training, is clearly subject to change, and any decisions will be taken in conjunction with the government and the relevant health authorities." So that's the statement that's come out from the EFL. Before I do say anything, obviously football is not the most important thing right now. It's people's health, people's lives, and I hope everyone at home is staying safe, and that comes from Will as well. But yeah, the Cobblers have 9 games remaining in the season. The EFL's plans is to be able to finish those 9 games within 56 days. For the Cobblers, that's a game every 6.2 days. So it's about a week, 1 game a week, which is okay, to be fair. 8 weeks is that time period, 56 days. The problems are going to come when it goes to the playoffs, because those games, they're planning to play those games behind closed doors. Behind closed doors can happen, but then it's the final where the main problem comes. You'll be able to play the home and away legs fairly easily, but obviously the Cobblers are currently 7th in a playoff position at the moment, and it's likely that they're probably going to be competing in the playoffs at the end of the season, touch wood. So yeah, that includes the playoffs as well. So that probably makes it it's probably about two games a week, something like that, if we're including the playoffs in that. They've also got to find a neutral venue to play the playoffs, which probably, I assume, isn't going to be Wembley. The amount of cost that it probably takes to run Wembley, all the different maintenance costs that come with running that and holding a final there, the cost it's going to be to the EFL and all that sort of stuff is probably not worth them playing the playoff final at Wembley. So there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to have to consider. Obviously, behind closed doors isn't useful either, because most League 2 clubs probably rely on their ticket sales to get them their money. And obviously, they're not going to be getting that if they're behind closed doors, unless there's probably some sort of TV deal, I guess, or some sort of way that would be able to stream the games or pay for a match pass with the iFollow thing is a possibility. So there's a lot to discuss about how this could possibly impact the season. Obviously, May the 16th is, today is April the 9th, I think, so May the 16th is obviously well over a month away, so there are no immediate plans to return to action. So what we've got to wait for is for pretty much the lockdown to end. Players then will probably need a few weeks to start training, to get back up to fitness. Obviously they're at home, but they can't do what they need to do at home. They can maintain their fitness, I think is what they're saying, or they can just keep ticking over is the term that you hear a lot, where they're doing their own home gym work or their own running and stuff like that, but they're not really doing like a full training session with the rest of the squad. So they're going to need a couple of weeks to get back into the swing of things, which is it's going to be tough for them. And then they've obviously got to go and play like 9 games in 56 days, which is going to be unbelievable ask, or even 12 games if they get all the way to the playoff final. So it's going to be a difficult one, but I think if we can get it done in those 56 days and then have that period sorted by sort of the end of July, then we can maybe go again at the end of August for the new season, maybe just push it back a little bit and see what happens there. But then obviously there's so many things to consider, like the Euros. Obviously I know there are no England players in League 2, but all those sort of things need to be considered, because people will travel that may be League 2 fans and stuff like that. So there's so much to consider. But the big news today is that the EFL know that they can finish the season. They know the time frame that it's going to take. It's an estimate of 56 days. obviously a lot of things that still need to be put in place. How are we going to do the behind closed doors? You know, is that going to be what's going to happen? Is it what the government's going to ask to happen? So there's a lot to consider still, but progress from the EFL saying that the season can be finished in a time frame of 56 days. For this video, a lot of things to consider about the players, about fans, stuff like that being played behind closed doors. There's a lot to consider that has come up as a result of this statement, but a good statement from the EFL. Progress. Obviously, no return to training until May the 16th. Obviously, football is suspended till April the 30th. That's obviously going to be extended at some point. So no training until May the 16th at the earliest. 56 days is the estimate. But obviously, football is clearly not the most important thing at the moment. So make sure that you're all staying safe. As much as we want it back, make sure that you're staying safe, keeping yourself well. Me and Will, you know, our DMs are always open if anyone needs to talk to us about if they're going through a tough time. We're always here for any of you. Our links are all in the description below. Just drop us a message and we're always happy to talk to you. Yeah, so make sure you're staying at home, keeping well, keeping yourself entertained. And until next time, if you've enjoyed the video, hit a like. There's a dog out there barking, I don't really know why. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, we'll see you later. Bye bye.